welcome to the award-winning Dear Michelle Obama, the podcast, aka Dear Michelle. I am your host, Anonymous. In the last episode, titled Hello Again 2, I reintroduced the podcast and explained why I chose to go on hiatus. In this episode, titled Liars, Thieves, and Junior Satan, I discuss how a lie I tell wounds my mother. I introduce Junior Satan, and I sort of meet a famous celebrity. This episode does not include the intro letter to Michelle Obama, but it does include the exit letter. Here, take a listen. She stands before me. She's not menacing or mean. She just wants the truth. I refuse to give it to her. Her. It is always about her. Today she is disarmed. I should feel shame or hurt or pain. I don't. I declared today as my day. Of course I took it. I took the money from the top drawer of her dresser. I took it and used it to purchase candy and juices for my entire class. Today, I am the candy queen. Today, we eat, drink, we are merry, and share laughs. For once, they like me. I have not been teased at all today. I don't understand why she is standing in front of me as if she doesn't consistently take money from me. How many times have I looked underneath my mattress or in my secret hiding place only to discover that the money is gone? Now she knows what it feels like to have someone take what should belong to you. And I know, I said earlier, I did not care that she takes it, but enough is enough. One day, one stupid day. All I want is one day. My mama shakes her head. She rolls her eyes, turns her back to me, and stomp walks out of the principal's office. She makes it as far as his secretary's desk, turns again to face me, and tells me that I stole the money she was going to use to wash clothes. And that because I did, I cannot participate in gym for the rest of the month because she cannot afford to wash our clothes. It's the third time this year I've had to miss gym. The first time it was because we're on welfare and cannot afford sneakers. Eventually, my aunt questions why I choose to wear winter boots in 90-degree weather, takes pity on me, and buys me a pair of the ugliest sneakers I have ever seen. In my aunt's defense, I have the athletic ability of a tree. It takes me a million tries to climb that stupid rope suspended from the ceiling of the elementary school gym. Once I finally get to the top, the entire class claps. Then, against my teacher's orders, I let go and free fall onto the mat beneath the rope. The second time I miss gym, it is because I've outgrown the uniform. I am freakishly tall for a sixth grader. My classmates call me Beanstalk, and I slump when I walk. I do not wish to be seen or tall. Anyway, if I can endure those two instances, I guess I can endure this one too. What I cannot endure is the look of disappointment on my mother's face. Today, it is not poverty or the fact that my daddy left or the fact that Black Mecca is growing more and more violent that makes her sad. No. Today she's sad because I stole money from her dresser drawer. She's also sad because my mama actually likes to wash clothes. She elevates the entire experience to something spiritual. And then there's my little brother. He loves the smell of clean sheets. He makes sure to smell them each time my mother washes. We're different in that way. He's quiet and takes joy in the small things. Not me. I'm always on the lookout for something big. I'm not too disappointed in having to miss gym. Soon my time in elementary school will come to an end. I graduate in a few months. Next year, I'm going to enter the big leagues. I'm going to the 7th grade, where gym is not a requirement. 2 events stand out about my time in the 6th grade. The first is that I get to meet my future sister-in-law. I just lied. But I only lied because life isn't fair. I, along with a dozen or so other kids, get invited to go downtown to hear someone give a speech. We're not told who it is until we walk in the room. But there, standing before us, is LaToya Jackson. When her speech about the importance of doing well in school ends, she asks if anyone has any questions. As I attempt to stand to ask my question in the ugly green and yellow dress my mama forces me to wear, I forget that the dress is way too long. And before I know it, I fall. I do a full-on face plant right in front of LaToya Jackson. The entire crowd collectively gasps. Lying on the floor face down, 2 thoughts run through my head. The first is how much I hate my mama for forcing me to wear this stupid dress. And the second is a prayer. God, please don't let Latoya tell Michael that I fell, because I promise I won't fall when he and I moonwalk down the aisle on the day of our wedding. Hee hee. God answers my prayer. To my complete surprise, a light-skinned hand with long manicured nails, each adorned with diamonds, reaches out to help me to my feet. The hand belongs to Latoya Jackson. I'm so embarrassed that I forget my original question and have to make up another. I don't wash my right hand for 2 days. I imagine that the hand Latoya used to help me to my feet is also the hand she uses to hug Michael Jackson, which means that indirectly, I have been touched by Michael Jackson. I'm forced to wash my hand on the third day because my mama notices my lack of hand washing and tells me that I'm being just, quote, nasty. I'm going to get an infection in my hand and die. I realize that my mama is probably right. How will I ever marry Michael Jackson if I die from dirty hand disease? So I wash it. Jumbo. The second is that I'm invited to give the graduation speech for my elementary school. Invited is a generous word. It's more of a compromise. When I hear that there will be a graduation ceremony, I asked the music teacher if it would be okay for me to sing Black Butterfly. She wastes no time reminding me that I was booed in the fourth grade when I tried to sing Boogie Fever. She recommends I write a speech instead. The deal she makes me is this. If I write a speech and turn it into her in the next 2 months, she will speak to the principal about letting me deliver it. The next day, I walk into her classroom and hand deliver my first draft. A few months later, I stand on stage, step up to the podium, and prepare to give my class graduation speech. I peer out into the audience at the smiling faces of my mother, my aunt, and two of my cousins. There's someone else sitting in the audience who has come to hear me speak. There's a boy with full lips and thick rod permed hair and legs that bow like parentheses, which steals 2 inches from his height. My attempts to be invisible are lost on this boy. He stands at the corner and stares at me each day as my mama walks me home from school. Yes, I'm in the 6th grade, and yes, my mama still walks me to and from school. I named this boy's fascination with me love. The truth is, the last real definition I had of the word was when my daddy set me on his knee and played the word game he created with me. You remember, the one where he asked me to spell and then define a word? Love. Love. It is when your mama and daddy love you, I giggle. But I don't know if that's true anymore. I just know that when I'm in the 4th grade, this boy, the one who now sits in the audience, crosses a crowded auditorium to sit next to me on the gym floor as we wait for a performance to start. He places his left hand on my knee and I feel warm inside. There's no one to teach me that love is patient, kind, and gentle, or that love rests not on your need, but in the truth. There's no one to tell me to focus my attention on school and not on this boy. I want desperately to be loved. To have someone look at me like Kanye West looks at President Trump, or like August Alsina must have looked at Jada Pinkett Smith before they entangle. I misname a lot of things that have nothing to do with love. Love. I don't define love as waking up twice a day to walk your daughter to and from school. I don't define it as inviting your favorite sister and her kids to hear your daughter speak. I don't define it as washing clothes so your daughter has a clean uniform to wear to gym. I don't see it because, unlike my brother, I don't yet find joy in things as mundane as the smell of clean sheets. Without a definition, a barometer, I have no way of knowing that the boy, the beautiful boy with the full lips and thick rod permed hair and legs that bow like parentheses, which steals 2 inches from his height, will come to define everything love isn't. Because this boy is proud. He keeps a record of all the wrongs I do. He's very easily angered. And this boy delights in evil. Someday, I will nickname him Junior Satan. Not unlike my mama, this boy reaches beneath my proverbial mattress and he takes and takes and takes and laughs as I break and break and break until one day, metaphorically speaking, I reach into his dresser drawer to snatch back what belongs to me. On that day, I don't just want a day. I want the rest of my damn life. But today, as I stand prepared to give my speech, I just see a boy, a beautiful boy with full lips and thick rod permed hair and legs that bow like parentheses, which steal 2 inches from his height, sit in the seat that should be occupied by my daddy. After I deliver the speech, a crowd of strangers, my mama, and this boy cheer. As I walk out of the auditorium with my family, I see the boy as he waves goodbye. My family walks down the street. We're headed home. I feel the warmth of the sun on my skin as I turn my face towards the sky. I close my eyes and inhale all the hope and wonder I can stand. It is then that I notice that the air around me smells as cool and as sweet as the smell of clean sheet. Dear Michelle, thank you for 8 years of being able to watch your husband love you with a First Corinthian love. You will never know how much joy I got seeing you schoolgirl giggle as you laughed at his jokes, or how proud it made me to see the two of you do something as simple as share an umbrella. Your partnership, a partnership of equals on full display for all to see, elevated me. It elevated our nation. We thank you for the courage to step up to the podium and display your love for all the world to see. Hello, and thank you for listening to episode 14 of the award-winning Dear Michelle Obama, the podcast, aka Dear Michelle. If you like what you heard, click like and share, or email me at dearmichelle@yahoo.com, or tweet me at dearmichelle4. And join me next time for an episode titled The Beautiful One, where I discuss how the life of my childhood friend is cut short in a heinous act of violence. Until next time, bye-bye.